the 15 years I've been in business, there was a point at which I let go of catering because just like most people, I did everything anybody was going to pay me for.
Catering services for Oprah Winfrey.
Uh-huh.
Not your personal chef service.
Uh-huh.
Would you or would you not take it?
I wouldn't.
And tell me why.
Hey y'all, it's Chef Lisa Brooks. Welcome to the feast. Today we are talking about one of my favorite subjects. This is going to be a little controversial. It's personal chef versus caterer. And I'm here with Shaquana.
Hello.
We're going to have a little convo. We're going to have some unpopular opinions today.
Are y'all ready? I'm ready. Are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
You ready?
I've been ready.
Okay.
I stay ready.
All right. So, what inspired you to focus on being a personal chef versus the traditional caterer?
Okay. At this point in my career, and at some point in the 15 years I've been in business, there was a point at which I let go of catering because just like most people, I did everything anybody was going to pay me for to begin with. But for me, cooking is almost spiritual. Like it's a gift, it's a talent, it's an expression of love for me. And to see people, to feed people and to see them enjoy the food, to hear the ums and the ahs and to interact and tell the story of the dish and all of that is the thing that fuels me. It's the thing that I love about private dining experiences. And in catering, you don't get that. You don't get any of that. It's like you're setting out the trough and people going to help themselves. I mean, granted, yes, it might be pretty when the first person come through the line, you know what I mean? But then, it's just like, it's impersonal, and the personal part of personal chefing is what's attractive to me.
Okay. So, in the event that we're going to go off script here a little bit, okay? In the event that you have the ability to provide catering services, not in what you do. We kind of talked about this off camera. Catering services for Oprah Winfrey. Not your personal chef service. Would you or would you not take it?
I wouldn't.
And tell me why.
I want to operate my zone of genius at all times, right? Zone of excellence, zone of genius, right? And so for me, catering doesn't express who I am. And so it dilutes my brand, and I wouldn't dilute my brand for anyone. Not Oprah, not Barack, maybe Barack. Maybe Barack and Michelle. I mean, but we're still not gonna call it. We're not gonna call it C word. In my community, we call it the C word.
Okay.
We won't say it. It's the C word.
Okay. All right.
So we don't do the C word. The C word is cheap. The C word sounds cheap. Oh. So it is. I mean, it's true. And I'll go a little bit more to this. Maybe I can go into it now, but
yeah, go ahead.
But catering is you're selling food. And one of our mantras as a chefinista is we don't sell food. That's not what we're offering. A food truck sells food. Caterers sell food. Restaurants sell food. Even meal prep really is selling a commodity. There's only so much value you will assign to that commodity. It's food, right? But what we are offering is an experience. It's more than just the food. We're using food. Food is the medium. It's the thing we're using, to express ourselves. But with the experience, the value that you can offer skyrockets. Therefore, the price can skyrocket, right? Because you can't compare my experience with anything else. There's nothing else to compare it to, right? So it is what I say it is as far as like the value and the price, and I can almost make it as valuable as I want to, honestly, right? I don't care what you put into a container of food. There's only so much value. You can put a lobster tail in there, some truffles, saffron threads. I don't know, the most expensive ingredients on earth. There's only so much value somebody's that's gonna assign and mentally to a pan or tray of food or container of food. And so food minus the experience is catering, the C word.
The C word.
Yeah.
Okay, so take me down the road of the difference between a personal chef
Mm-hmm.
relationship with the client
Mm-hmm.
and a caterer relationship.
Yes. Personal chefs, this is the key difference. This is literally the primary difference between a personal chef and a caterer. Is for personal chefs, our clients' kitchens are our kitchens. That's where we work, in our clients' kitchens, right? A caterer prepares food off-site and transports it to an event or venue location, right? Um, and it requires a lot of equipment and a lot of storage and like all these things. Um, a caterer is not necessarily present when the people are enjoying the food. They set up everything and then they're gone. Come back and break everything down. Even if they are there, still like serving or have servers there on the line, like serving the food. Even still, it's like um, it's just like, okay, well, that's just the food. It's just the food, you know. And I don't think people really expect, if you go to an event that's catered, I don't think people really expect great food.
Can you?
Like when you go to a wedding or something, or like and there's a caterer. I mean, do you really expect it to be like, oh my god, that's amazing? Not really, you don't, right? Like you see the like mixed vegetables, and you're like, oh no, they're bland. You know what I mean, right?
It's giving cookie cut.
but but no, I mean, obviously there's people that make amazing, amazing food.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but that relationship, it doesn't have to be. There's still a little bit of a wall there. It doesn't. You're not. It's not as intimate. It's not as personal. Um, as a caterer, I'm not really able to care for you. As a personal
Mm-hmm.
chef, I'm able to care for you. I'm able to make you a guest at your own table, make you a guest in your own home, and that's just it's just a completely different experience. I mean, God bless caterers. We need caterers because I'm not cooking for 300 people. Somebody got to,
Yeah.
right? um, and uh, and I've been in the world. You know, I mean, I've done it. And I've seen it done. Like I've participated in events where we're feeding 500 people, and I had like a course, and it was fascinating. It was like, wow, this is amazing. Like how they get all this food out at one time for 500 people and plating it out. But I'm glad that was one night and not my life. Right?
Facts.
Like so, praise God for caterers, praise God for restaurateurs, praise God for food truck owners. We need them all.
Mm-hmm.
But as a personal chef, I mean, the term catering and personal chef sometimes are used interchangeably, and
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm trying to that's what I'm trying to stop from
Mm-hmm.
happening. That's what I'm trying to define and set as a standard in our industry. This is what we do as personal chefs.
Okay.
And when we go into someone's home to do an event, whether it's a plated dinner party or a displayed event,
Mm-hmm.
we aren't catering
Mm-hmm.
because we're not transporting already cooked food to the location. It's part of the experience that we're cooking on site.
Absolutely. So stay right there because we all have applied for a job, right? We've all looked up what job skills do I have to have?
Mm.
If I had to ask you what skill set does a personal chef have to possess versus a caterer, what are some of those things that you would list?
That's a good question. Um, I really would say soft skills.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and what do I mean by that? I mean, they're both business owners. They're both entrepreneurs and need to run a business. Okay. Um, which is different than a private chef, but we'll talk about that in another episode. Right. But they're both entrepreneurs,
Mm-hmm.
food entrepreneurs, business people. So they both need to have entrepreneurial skills, business skills, and all of that. Um, a personal chef, um, is needs to have to be personable and um and almost have a bit of a performative nature at a dinner party. Like you're kind of on, right? You're entertaining almost, right? And so there has to be those soft skills of, just empathy and listening and caring and storytelling and those types of things that a caterer doesn't have to do. That caterer doesn't have to do storytelling and um, and be like table side with guests. So it is the thing that makes it personal, and I think that that's the soft skills that would be something that might be on the job description of a personal chef that wouldn't be on the job description for a caterer
Okay.
necessarily.
Okay.
Hey, have you ever wondered what type of personal chef business is actually the best fit for you? Like, should you be doing private dinner parties, meal prepping, or vacation gigs? Look, I got you. I created a free quiz that will tell you exactly which business model makes the most sense for your lifestyle, your strengths, and your goals. And it takes just 2 minutes to complete. At the end, you'll get a personalized roadmap that'll show you how to earn more while working less and the exact steps you need to get started. Don't waste time guessing. Hit the link in the description, take the quiz, and start building the personal chef business that's right for you.
And so, with having those skills
Yeah.
of a personal chef, what type of space, because you're about experiences, right?
Yes.
What kind of space and um, energy do you provide? What's the difference in someone coming in as a personal chef shaping an experience?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not, like you said, it's not just food drop
Right.
off. Because technically, a caterer could do that with no communication,
1000%.
never communicate with the client,
Yeah,
right?
1000%.
So, with you being an experienced personal chef,
Mm-hmm.
what type of energy do you like to provide for your client?
It's a nurturing.
Okay.
It's a nurturing energy. It is, and this I may be even speaking very specific to my own business and our core values and our mission, which is to help people rediscover the joy of feasting together. That's the mission of my personal chef business. But even in the larger concept of the industry that I'm trying to shape and form in the Chefinista Collective and in what I'm teaching, is that that's what's missing. People are they forget what it feels like to be taken care of, to be um to really be served royally, right?
Mm-hmm.
And to feel like a guest in their own home, a guest at their own dinner party, a guest at their own table. And so it's a nurturing, it's a caring. We call it in our business the heart and soul hug, because guests will leave from a dinner party that we've done, and they somehow feel changed. It's hard to describe it, really, but you leave away and it's like, okay, I mean, that wasn't a fantastic meal. The food was like amazing. Of course, of course, of course. Food was great. We almost maybe expected the food to be good. We hired a chef, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what we didn't expect is how they made us feel. I'm just walking away with a little more joy, a little more comfort, a little more ease, a sense of royalty, a sense of abundance. Like, what just happened?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes.
And so, I've just tried to put it in words, like,
Mm-hmm.
what I would consider almost indescribable, but that's the closest I can get to that, that, that je ne sais quoi, that
Mm-hmm.
thing. What is the it thing
Yeah.
that we do that separates us from everyone else? And that's what it is.
Yeah.
Um, and I mean, that's the thing that people remember. They remember. They might not remember what you said. They might not remember. They might not even remember necessarily even the courses. They, probably will if it's my courses, but but I mean, they may not be. What was it we had? Whatever. But they will never forget how you made them feel.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, you touched on this a few minutes ago.
Uh-huh.
I noticed you said something about you could get a lobster and put it inside of the container. sprinkle it with Jesus glitter.
That
I just
part.
added that.
Yeah, you did.
And there's only so much you can charge for that. Can you go a little bit deeper and let them know exactly what you mean behind the value of selling food versus selling an experience?
Sure. Sure. So the the value of an experience, let's say we start at the same place. Let's start at the food, right? That's the same.
Mm-hmm.
You selling food, I'm serving food, right? So we got the food, we got food cost and labor and all the things that are going to go into the price, right? Um, Now I'm talking about the actual value, right? Um, and then versus the perceived value, right? The perceived value is what commands the higher price, right? Because I may have spent the same amount on groceries that you spent on groceries for this thing we're serving, like the same exact meal, same exact dish, right? But the way in which I'm serving it, the way in which I'm coming into your home, um, and I'm stacking value on top of value on top of value on top of that food, right? Like you're giving me the food and then it's like, peace out, right? Deuces. But I am there to play with your dog or say hey to your kids or make them a little macaroni and cheese on the side or no, sit down, we got it, we'll decant and pour your wines, we will fill water glass, we'll put these little special touches, we put little conversation cards on the table, or we're lighting candles, here's a curated playlist, here's I'm just randomly thinking of all the things you could add on top of an event. Here's a paired wine list. Here is I mean, these are all things I can continue to just dream of. What else can I do to add value? Like what else? What else? I can find out the person of honor's favorite color and make sure everyone has white napkins and that person has a baby blue napkin because that's their favorite color and it's down there the guest of honor like, how do they know that?
Mm-hmm.
That's something that don't cost me none extra to do that. But does it raise my perceived value in the eye of the client? 1000%. Right. And so, where can you do all of that if I'm just handing you a box or a platter or a pan
Mm-hmm.
or chafer of food? Right.
Yeah, absolutely. And so let's just,
You
you
like,
see my face?
I see. You were like, so.
Yeah, because the things that, okay, let me get my words together. When you said that, it made me feel like, even with me knowing that the food, right? If I'm a consumer,
Yep.
you have the food there, but you add all these other things. I'm like, oh, yep, I'll pay for that.
Yeah.
Oh, yep, I'll pay for that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, okay, so I don't have to. Okay, so it's like I see the value in everything that you just named. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, that would be fun. Let's add that onto the
Yeah.
invoice. Oh, that sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, let's the value.
I'm problem solving.
Yes, before I can even think about the
Yes.
problem, you've already solved it.
I'm problem solving.
Yes.
You have been tasked with pulling this event together. So first of all, you're like, oh my God.
Oh my God.
Here I gotta pull all this together, right?
Yeah.
But then you talk to us and it's like, oh no, we've got it. We'll take care of the tablescape. We'll take care of, I've got a playlist. We can take care of the kids.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you order Domino's, when they come, we'll take it. We'll take it upstairs to the kids. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
just whatever you need so you can sit and be present with your guest, right? Let me take care of that for you. You don't have to worry about the tablescape. You don't have to worry about setting the table. You don't have to worry about cleaning anything. Like, I am solving a problem for you and I am making you look like a superstar of a host, right?
Yeah.
So now I'm tapping into your status level and your personal value in the eye of your friends, family, colleagues. What is that worth?
Ooh.
Ugh.
Is that, yeah.
Whatever I say it is.
Whatever you say it is, I'm paying it.
I'm gonna make you look like you're gonna make me like a superstar to my husband and his colleagues that are coming to my house on a Thursday night for a dinner because they're all in town. They're coming to my house for dinner.
Yeah.
You're gonna make me like a superstar. You're gonna make my husband like a superstar to his colleagues.
Yeah.
What is that worth?
Yeah.
Right?
The value.
Yeah.
It's the value.
It's
behind
whatever
it.
I
It's
say.
worth
So
whatever
just
you
the
say.
perceived value. Oh, yeah, here's this is the menu you selected. Here's our suggested wine pairings for that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what did I do? I don't know anything about wine. I don't even drink, right? But it doesn't cost me anything to call somewhere, yeah, go by my local wine shop and say, hey, this is my menu. Could you suggest some wine pairings for me? That's what they do. Oh,
Absolutely.
yeah. Give me some kind of mid range and then give me the good stuff.
Yeah.
Give me two different lists.
Yeah.
And so people who are wine people, they see that the pairings are like, oh, okay, you know?
Yeah.
Did my value just go up in their eyes?
Yes.
Did it cost me anything extra to do that? Nope.
Nothing at all.
Nothing at
So
all.
this next question I'm going to ask from two different perspectives.
Okay.
I'm going to ask from your perspective as a personal chef.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to switch it and I want to ask from the perspective of a consumer.
Okay.
Okay. So marketing strategies
Mm.
for a personal chef versus a caterer.
Mm.
What does the consumer see?
Mm-hmm.
And then what do you say? No, as a personal chef, you don't want to do this, but you want to do this versus a caterer.
That's a good question. I don't know if I've quite explored this way, but let me think. From a consumer standpoint, when a consumer, what I believe a consumer thinks when they hear caterer, and me as a consumer, when I hear caterer, I just think impersonal. I think there's a trough. I call it a trough, the buffet of food, just going down the line. Nothing's going to be exceptional. This is what I'm thinking. We just need to feed these 150 people. Like, we just need some food here. You know what I mean? Like, it's an afterthought. It's not, I won't say an afterthought, but it's not the main, it's typically not the main thing at a catered event, right? There's a program or there's something going on, and then, but we also have food here, right? Even if it's a wedding, right? It's about the marriage, the wedding, the first dance, and all the things, and then we just happen to have food. You know what I mean? People gonna remember the decor. They're gonna remember the bride's dress. You know what I mean? They may not even remember what was on the menu, right? And so I feel like the perception of a caterer is just like, we just need some food. We need some food here, right? And with a personal chef, well, of course, most consumers, I think at this point in time, this won't always be the case. But I feel like at this point in time, this is 2025, I still feel like personal chef industry, the way that I'm building a truck now, is largely in its infancy. I feel like there's plenty of people out there, even wealthy people, that don't even realize they can have a chef to come into their home and do a private dining experience. There's still people who don't even know that exist, right? So I'm saying that to say, it's like sometimes there isn't even a perception. The perception is like, oh, that's for celebrities, or that's for millionaires, or something like that. So that could be one false narrative. But I think for our ideal clients, which are high end, high net worth individuals, people who are well traveled, people who are used to eating in the best restaurants and the best country clubs and the best hotels, yachts, whatever, around the world, right? They are accustomed to being catered to. They are accustomed to having, someone right there, at their beck and call. They're accustomed to, amazing food, amazing plating, just all of those things. And so, for us to associate ourselves with that in the marketing, with the high end, one of a kind experience, 11-star. I call it the 11-star experience. I don't stop at 5 stars. We're gonna be an 11-star experience, and using the words that they're used to hearing, like an indulgent and decadent, luxury experiences, right? That's the words they want to hear, not, well, you can get 2 pans of macaroni. 2 pans of chicken, 2 pans of macaroni. Like, that's not even their vocabulary. Like, what are we talking about? Yeah. It's not in my vocabulary, right? And so just even like the words we use. So from a consumer standpoint, I think high-end luxury looks for personal chef, and experiential, and watch them cook, and interactive. I think these are all the things associated. And I think with cater, we need some food here. Just get some food. Just bring in some food. We need to get some food here. Call someone, get some food here. That's true. That's really like what I believe. Now, the second half of your question was about looking at it from Hey, if you're on this journey to turn your passion for cooking into a real business, you don't have to do it alone. You need to join the Chefanista Collective. This is the place where you get the support that you need to accomplish the dream that you have. There are live masterclasses that take place, tons of resources in there, but the most important thing is you get to meet other chefs on the same journey, and we're in there celebrating our wins. All that's missing is you. This is your community, this is your tribe, and it's your time. So I'm offering you a 14-day free trial so you can hop in and see for yourself, because this is something that really can't be explained. It has to be experienced. This is the way you get this done faster, stronger, and better, because we do it together. So click the link in the description below to join the Chefanista Collective completely risk-free.
From your standpoint, so if you're looking at it and you're saying, all right, from marketing strategy, as I know a personal chef, what does that have to look like? Are there pain points that you're hitting when you're looking at it and you're marketing and saying, all right, this is a personal chef business. I'm going to market it this way versus how a caterer would market it.
Mm-hmm. So we do market it based on the verbiage and the wording of an elevated experience. We use words like experience. We never use dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here we're gonna do a dinner. We're gonna do a meal. I mean, it just sounds. It doesn't have
Oh.
the oomph to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have that like yes, like I
Mm-hmm.
want that, right? We want to create desire for what we're doing, and so we need to know the client and what they need, right? What their pain points are. When you're talking about the type of clients who we're doing these private dinner parties for, you know, they have money. That's not money ain't the problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
What they don't have is time, and they don't have the mental bandwidth to be going back and forth making a bunch of decisions with you, right? So the fact that I'll go to someone's website and it's just like, oh, I'm a personal chef and I can do, amazing experiences. Call for pricing, call for menu. It's like, okay, I gotta do work. You know what I'm saying? You putting me to work as a consumer, right? No, I want to market that we got you completely. You're gonna like you had a whole team and you've spent weeks planning this thing when really all you did was make one phone call to Heart and Soul, and we took care of everything.
Thanks.
And so um that's that's the message in the marketing, is that you make this phone call, we got it. We've got you. We're gonna create an amazing experience. We're gonna make you look like a superstar. We're gonna we're going to give you what you really care about, which is your status,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what that client really cares about, is their status level in the eyes of their neighbors, in the eyes of their colleagues, in the eyes of their friend group, is their status level.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to help you maintain and or raise your status level
Yeah.
amongst your peer group or what have you.
Yeah.
And they care about that,
Yeah.
right? And so I don't want to say subliminally, but in the marketing and in the messaging, that is what is implied,
Yeah.
right? And so it's like, oh yeah, this is gonna make me look good, right?
Yeah. Of
Or like
course.
this is gonna be amazing. It's gonna be amazing. The food's gonna be great, and it's gonna make me look it's gonna make me like the hostess with the mostest, right?
Absolutely.
Um, And so in marketing, I feel like, I mean, you go to any caterer's website, I just challenge you right now. Just go to any caterer's website. You're gonna see package A, package B, package C. You're gonna see, here's all the proteins you can get, here's all the starches. It's just about the food, bro. Like, pick the food. You know what I mean? Here's this is what you get. You want to add on, they line item stuff too, caterers. Oh, here's the food, and then server line item for this amount, two servers this amount, rentals this amount. It's just so transactional, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whereas for me, it's like, we're gonna give you this amazing experience, and it costs this much. You're not gonna see no line items on our invoices,
No. Not
because
at all.
you don't get to dictate to me how many servers or staff or whatever I bring. I am in charge of the experience I'm offering, and I know what it takes to deliver that. And I'm just giving, this is the price for us to give you all that we have, right?
Yeah.
And so yeah, it's just fundamentally different.
Okay. Have you? I know the answer to this. We're gonna get into it.
It feels like a setup.
Kind of is. Have you had the? Let me see. Have you had the blessing?
Uh-huh.
I'm being biased. Sorry, guys. Of switching the perspective of a student or a client who came in with the understanding that they wanted to be a caterer and had no idea what the other side of
Yes.
personal chef was.
It's literally one of the most beautiful and satisfying feelings that I get from what I'm doing at this point and coaching other women, because it's like I'm showing them a whole new world. You know, if I could sing, I would break it. A whole new, a whole new world. Nobody wants to hear that, but it is. It's like, oh my gosh, when you see the blinders come off and people realize, like I have one chef who, she calls me all excited and she's just like, her mind is blown. Like, these people just paid this invoice. I have never been paid this much for my food ever. And they paid it like it was nothing. And I'm going to, she said I showed up at 10:30 in the morning. I was gone at 1:30 and made $3,000. And she was like, and I think it was maybe 20 people or something like that that she served. 3 hours, she's gone, she's out. 3,000 paid, boom, plus gratuity, right? And she said it would have taken me 3 or 4 days of prep in and out of my commercial kitchen, which I have to pay $3,000 a month rent for. A commercial kitchen, which is personal chefs we don't need, and preparing all that food and then reheating it, bringing it up to temperature, loading it all up in Cambros, all the physical labor of then carrying and carts and pushing it, bringing all that stuff in, setting everything up. And like, that's 4 or 5 days of her life to get ready to feed this 115 people. And guess what? The 115 person invoice was $3,000 also. Would you rather work 4 days and do all that physical labor for $35 a head for catering? Because it's catering. I mean, what you gonna charge? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or go in and have an amazing time, an amazing, like, you're part of a party, part of an experience, part of a moment, part of people's celebrations, intimate celebrations, the most important moments of their lives. So you feel fulfilled, you feel like so like jazzed up when you leave from there, and you got like $3,000 in your pocket, plus they broke you off some cash at the end of the night for gratuity. You're energized. You love what you do. They love you. It was just like, it's a win-win-win situation, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so when the blinders come off, when people see that and go, "What the hell have I been doing?" Like, like this is it. She literally, I can hear her. I can hear her. She said, "I mean, this is it. Like, this is the gig." It's like, she was just like, the moment in which that shell of her understanding broke wide open. It was like,
It's probably freeing.
it is. And as Black and brown women with our shared history in this country, where we have the seasoning and we have the flavor, we have the ancestry, we always been in the kitchens. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so to make that who we actually are authentically, not changing who we are, but make that high end, present it high end, it's the best of both worlds. Because I can go get, uh, the CIA trained chef that's been 30 years in the restaurant industry, what have you, the fine, nothing, not gonna get Sam. He makes amazing food, granted. But he ain't got grandmama in him, and also then presenting it like a Michelin star plated dish with those flavors. And what is this now? This is boudin stuffed catfish over Carolina gold rice with like, what? presented like, whatever. It's just like mind blowing, that we are able to be who we are, preserve our legacy, our matriarchal legacy in this country, which only really, I mean, come on, 4 generations ago, free labor. Let's just be real,
Mm-hmm.
right? Then domestic labor, very low paid domestic labor, and then it's only been in like the 60s that, like my mother, like 1 generation ago, that, women that look like me even started to have office jobs or,
Mm-hmm.
could go work as secretary, accountant, something like that. And so for us to now reclaim that as personal chefs and be able to go into, I always say that we are able to move in mansions and party in palaces, right? And bring our story, our legacy with us and command top dollar for that, baby, that's a movement.
It
Do
is.
you understand what I'm saying? This is not small. We're not playing small. We're not playing small. This is about more than money, about more than food. And so when we talk about personal chef versus catering, it's more than just, the money versus the money, the work versus the work. There's there's we're able to assign some meaning in there and some purpose in there and almost be a bridge between cultures, right?
Yeah.
Be perception changers, right? Memory makers. And that's important work.
Yeah, it is. Do you find that you have clients who have been in catering for long periods of time and they're so burnt out? Or do you have clients who are just now getting into catering and they're like, something's not, something's off
both,
here?
both scenarios.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, catering is a lot of labor. It's a lot of moving pieces and parts. I mean, from the beginning, you got to get licensed. You have to be inspected. You have to rent a kitchen off gate if you're doing it legally. If you're doing it legally, right?
Yeah.
You have to have all those things in place up front. We
Yeah.
talking about a startup cost. We talk about starting a business from from nothing. We've talked about that in the previous episodes. Um, like you gotta come with some investment up front to cater. You need storage units, you need
Yeah.
cambros, you need things to keep food at proper cold temperatures, proper warm temperatures. Like, you're feeding the public. You could make hundreds of people sick if you don't have these things in place. You gotta know, you have to, I mean, this is for anybody that prepares food. You gotta know how to keep food safe. But what I'm saying is that you, um, there's kind of a large outlay of both physical energy and monetarily.
Yeah.
Um, and so whether you've been doing it for a long time and you're burnt out, or you're just getting into it, either way, you realize it's a lot of work. I mean, this is a lot of work, right? Um, and like I said, I mean, for some people, I mean, that's their calling. That's what they do good. And that's what I mean, we need caterers,
Yeah.
so nothing against caterers whatsoever. It's just, I am trying to show people a different way, a new opportunity.
Yeah. Is it possible that both can coexist? Can you be a personal chef
Mhm. That caters,
that caters?
of course.
And if yes, what does that look like?
Sure. I mean, of course you can do. I used to do that. I tried to
Okay.
do all the things when I first started, or I won't say first. I first started doing meal prep, but then it was kind of like shiny object syndrome. Like, oh, you want me to do catering? Yes, I'll do that. Oh, you want me to do meal prep? Yes, I'll do that. I had this whole meal prep business. Had a van. Had deliveries going out every week. This huge meal prep business. 25, 30 orders a week. Families, that we're serving every week. Their meals for the week. Now, all the staff, all this overhead, and then doing the catering, everything I just said, the hauling the Cambros again. We still got our little van, you know what I'm saying? Still got our little Ford Connect, you know what I mean, all wrapped up. Um, and to transport stuff back. Like I did all of it, and was still doing the private dinner parties and doing the meal prep. So yes, it was. You can do all of that, right? And I'm in a commercial kitchen, and I'm paying that rent. I have all this overhead and all the staff, all the payroll, all the headaches. But then the math wasn't mathing. When you really sit down and look at, which is exactly what I had to do, when you analyze your business and you analyze your revenue streams and say, what is serving me financially? Where's the profit coming in? What's my cash cow? I'm making the most margin on this thing. And it's the thing I love to do most. And it's the thing that's bringing me joy. This thing over here is running on razor thin margins, barely breaking even. And it's causing me the most headaches. And it's causing me the most stress. I mean, that's just, I mean, at that point, it's like, are you keeping it for your ego? Or like why would I keep doing those things? I had to remove the things that weren't serving me any longer. And this is just me. This is my story, right? Um, you can, I mean, you can do both. And there may be people listening to me that want to do both. And that's the beauty of it. Your business, you get to decide. Um, I'm just trying to carve a very specific lane and put a call out to the people who who are like, wait, this is what I want to do. This is the thing that I want to do. And I can show you how to do this thing in this lane. Right. So, but you get to decide,
Yeah.
you can absolutely still do catering, still have a commercial kitchen, still do all of that. I mean, there's people who, there are personal chefs that, still have dreams of wanting a brick and mortar restaurant or food truck. I mean, it's your life, your journey, your dreams, your vision. Right. Um, but for those who say, yeah, this is the path that sounds, this sounds sweet to me, then I can show you how to do this. You are watching this because you know there has to be more. You're tired of cooking your heart out without seeing it in your bank account. Maybe you're thinking you need a culinary degree or that you'll have to work 80-hour weeks in a restaurant first. I'm here to tell you that that's simply not true. I was just like you, stuck in a corporate job at 40 years old, dreaming of turning my passion for cooking into something more. Now I run a $500,000 a year personal chef business, and I've been featured in Forbes magazine and Ebony and even on the Food Network. But here's what really matters most. I've helped hundreds of other passionate cooks just like you do the same thing. No culinary degree required, no crazy hours, just a proven system that works. That's why I created the 5-step personal chef kickstart strategy. This guide breaks down exactly how to build a business that gives you freedom, create experiences clients can't resist, craft an irresistible online presence, land your first high-paying clients, and start making money doing what you love. No fluff, no theory, just the exact steps I used to build my business and that my students are using right now to build theirs. Click the link in the description below to get the 5-step personal chef kickstart strategy. Do not let another day go by wondering what if. Your future as a successful personal chef starts right now.
Yeah. Speak really briefly to the people with the shiny object syndrome. To the person who's saying, I'm starting out and I feel like I have to do everything to amount to this.
Yeah. Okay, on a easy answer,
Okay.
surface level answer is you're gonna dilute your brand, you're gonna dilute your energy, trying to be all things to all people. If you try to speak to everyone, you speak to no one, right?
Mm-hmm.
People say the riches are in the niches, right? The riches are in the niches. The more you can specialize on what you do and be the best at this thing in your lane, the happier you'll be and the more money you'll make because you're more valuable in that thing because that's your real zone of genius, right? So otherwise you water it down, right? You're watering down your brand, you're diluting your focus, you're diluting your brand, and you're spreading your energy out. So that's one part. But if we want to go deeper, we want to go to a spiritual level with it. It's a lack of faith. I feel like I have to do this and this and this because I think what I really want it's God's not gonna make it. Like, it's not gonna. This is not gonna be enough. It won't work. You know what I mean? I don't believe I can only do this thing I love so much and make my money with that. So because of that lack of faith, I'm gonna take the meatball and chicken wing job, and then I'm gonna take I'm gonna take the backyard barbecue job. But that's not what I do, and that's not what I do, and that's not what I do. And you've been with me for a long time, like you've been right here, and so there's times that in heart and soul personal chef service that we've taken a job that we should not have. It was just like, it's a slow weekend. This job came in. They want something for 140 people. You know what I'm saying? Can we do it? And it's like, I mean, we could do it, right? You know what I mean?
Do anything.
We can do anything, right? We can do it. We can make it work, right?
Yeah.
And then those are always the ones, those 2 or 3 that bite you in the ass, because it's not the thing you do best. You're not going to get, you might not get we have so many 5-star reviews. We have like almost 200 5-star reviews on Google. But if I look at the 3, the 3 that aren't 5 stars, it's events that we should never take it in the first place. Every single one of them.
That's a fact.
Yep.
And it also, it's like a plan B option, right? It's like the faith.
Yeah.
God is going to do this, but
if he doesn't,
does,
I'm going to have something prepared over here in case.
Yes.
I'm going all in, and I'm saying, bro, you got to make it a difference. Because otherwise, it's just, I mean, that's just a general life principle in general. If you don't ever give your 100% to the thing if you don't give it your 100%, then you're leaving yourself an out to say, well, it didn't work. Because I mean, I really didn't put out everything I had. I mean, I didn't really do everything I was supposed to do. I didn't really put in the work. You're leaving yourself that out. But when you put everything in, everybody see you busting your ass, and you putting everything in, and you're doing the work, you are trusting God is going to make up the difference in this. This has to work, right? That's what faith actually looks like in action.
Because faith without works is
dead. Yeah, you got to believe and you got to do the work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That was amazing. That was great. It for you guys here, you literally saw the pause on my face, because the value inside of a personal chef, it's like I became a consumer. And so my face showed that I was like, there's really a huge difference.
Yeah.
And what people really want, no matter about the price or the money, people really want is a personal chef experience.
Yeah.
That's what they desire.
That's what they desire.
Whether the funds are there, where the inner desire is to be seen.
Yep.
To be heard.
Yes.
To have things taken care of without you thinking.
Yes. Who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want to be cared for?
Who does not want that? I want that.
I want that.
So that was great. That was great. Thank you so much for
you are welcome.
Giving us a clear description
of
what it looks like.
So, get in the comments. Tell me what you think, because I believe I had some unpopular opinions in there, and I'm fine with that. I'm okay with that. I'm in my lane, and I'm here to share my perspective. But I'd love to hear yours. Comment in the comment section and tell me what you think. And as always, please keep watching. So subscribe. Hit the bell so you get notifications when there's a new episode, and share this with your friends. You can find out everything you need to find out about me and how to get in contact with me, about my coaching programs, in the description. And we'll see you in the next episode of The Feast.